Hello, everyone. In today's session, we are going to cover the employee letter request in the Onfinity system. To begin, we will look at the use case for an employee letter request. In this scenario, an employee has been promoted to a new role, and following the promotion, the employee requires an official confirmation letter. The employee submits a request for the letter through the system. HR then reviews the request and, if it is approved, generates the promotion confirmation letter and shares it with the employee. Next, we have the steps for the employee letter request. To start the process, the employee logs in through ESS and opens the letter request screen, and the required details are selected. Once completed, the record is saved and submitted, after which it is routed for approval. Next, HR opens the employee letter request screen. After reviewing all the details, HR clicks the Generate Letter button to generate and send the letter to the employee. Next, we have the prerequisites for the employee letter request. The following screens should be predefined in the system: organization, employee personal information, employee work information, letter setup, and the respective transaction screens. For example, a promotion request screen record is required in order to generate a promotion letter. Next, we will look at the use case execution of the employee letter request. The employee logs into the system through ESS to request the letter and submits the request. Once submitted, the request is routed to the approving authority for review. Upon approval, the HR admin generates the letter through the employee letter request screen, and the employee receives the letter via email. Now, let's move on to the system demonstration. This is the login page of the Onfinity system. To proceed, we will enter our login credentials. In this demonstration, the user is logging in with an employee role, so the username and password are entered, and then the login button is clicked. After logging in successfully, the user is directed to the home page, where various widgets are available. One of these is the Notice widget, which currently does not display any notifications. Once the employee receives a notification, it will be displayed in the Notice widget. Next, the employee will request the letter from the HR admin. To do this, the employee navigates to Employee Self-Service and clicks on the letter request icon. On the first tab, the employee's personal and work details are displayed. The user then navigates to the Employee Letter Request tab. If no existing record is found on the screen, a new record will automatically open. Now, select the letter template for the type of letter you want to request. The list of available letters is displayed based on the letter setup screen, where the Allow Employee Request option has been enabled. For this demonstration, a promotion letter is being requested. The status of the request will remain Not Submitted until the record is submitted. Next, enter the purpose of the letter in the designated field. For example, the purpose can be entered as to request a formal promotion letter for record and future reference. After entering all the required details, click the Save button to save the record. Once the record is saved successfully, submit it by clicking the Submit button, and then confirm by selecting OK. The record is submitted successfully, and the request is forwarded to the HR admin. The status is updated to Submitted. At this stage, the record becomes read-only, and the Submit button is no longer visible. Next, we will log in using HR admin credentials to review the employee's request. To proceed, enter the admin username and password, and click on the Login button. After logging in, the home page is displayed with various charts and widgets. Among them is a workflow widget showing that the admin has received a letter request from the employee, Mira. Additional details related to the request can also be viewed from this widget. There is a zoom button available within the workflow widget. Clicking this button redirects you to the employee letter request screen. On this screen, you can toggle the record and view all the details related to Mira. After reviewing the information, return to the home page and click on the request again. Once all the details have been reviewed, you can choose to accept or reject the request. Click on the Answer option and select your decision. In this case, select Yes and click OK. The request is successfully approved, and the update is reflected on both the admin and employee screens. First, we will navigate to the employee's screen. We are logged in as an employee, and in the notification widget, we can see that a notification has been received. By clicking on More, we can view the details and confirm that the request has been approved by the approving authority. Next, we will verify the updated details on the employee letter request screen, which is already open. Refresh the record to view the latest status. The status now shows that the request has been successfully approved. Now, switch back to the HR admin screen. Log in again as an HR admin and open the employee letter request screen. To access it, open the menu, select the HR management folder, navigate to Workforce Management, and then scroll down to the employee letter section. From there, click on the employee letter request screen. The record is automatically displayed. Open the record to view the details, where all information is populated, and the status is shown as approved. To send the letter to the employee, click on the Generate Letter button and confirm by selecting OK. Once this is done, the letter is sent successfully. The Sent checkbox is set to True, and the record becomes read-only. Please note that the employee must have an email address entered in the Personal Information screen. If an email address is missing, the system will display an error, and the letter will not be sent. Next, we will open the employee's email to verify that the letter has been received. As shown, the employee has received the email along with the message. All details, including the promotion letter, email template, and letter content, are fetched from the configuration defined in the letter setup screen. Now, open the letter to view its contents. The employee has successfully received a personalized promotion letter. After reviewing the letter, close it and return to the employee letter request screen. Since the letter has been successfully sent to the employee, Mira Iyer, these details are also updated on the corresponding promotion request screen. To verify this, navigate to Workforce Management, scroll down, and open the promotion request screen. Go to the screen. Select the respective employee and scroll down to the letter details section. Click the Show More button to view the details. Here, we can see that the letter sent checkbox is marked as true, and the letter sent date is automatically populated with the current system date. These details are updated automatically once the letter is sent to the employee. After verifying, return to the employee letter request screen. This completes the process of how an employee submits a letter request and how the HR admin reviews the request and sends the letter via email. Now let's look at another scenario: how the HR admin can directly send a letter without receiving a request from the employee. To do this, the HR admin opens the same employee letter request screen. Since there is no prior request from the employee, click on New Record. The organization will populate automatically based on the organization selected in the user profile. However, it can be changed manually if needed. For this demonstration, the organization is selected as Sonic Solutions. After selecting the organization, the employee list is filtered accordingly. You can search for the employee by typing their name directly, or by clicking on the Employee Information button. Select the employee and click OK. At this moment, only one employee is available in Sonic Solutions, which is why only one employee name is displayed. Next, select the letter template you want to send. In this example, the inter-transfer letter is chosen. All available letters are displayed because this is the admin view, and admins can access every letter configured in the letter setup screen. The status will remain not submitted until the record is submitted. Enter the purpose of the letter. For example, issuing inter-transfer letter for official records. After entering all the required details, click the Save button to save the record. Once the record is saved, submit it by clicking the Submit button and confirm by clicking OK. The record is now auto-approved and the status is updated to Approved. At this point, the Submit button is hidden and the Generate Letter button is displayed since the status has been approved. This approval occurs automatically due to auto-approvals, though workflows can be configured if required based on organizational needs. Now, to send the letter to the employee, click the Generate Letter button and confirm by selecting OK. The letter is sent successfully. and the record becomes read-only with the sent status marked as true. Next, let's check the employee's email to verify delivery. The employee has successfully received the transfer letter along with all the details and the message. Opening the letter confirms that the intercompany transfer letter has been received by the employee. After reviewing, close the letter and return to the employee letter request screen. Since the letter has been successfully sent to employee Sushmita Arya, it is important to note that a corresponding record for the employee must exist in the relevant screen. For example, because a transfer letter was sent to Sushmita Arya, there should be a corresponding inter-transfer record for her in the transfer requisition screen. If you select the employee Sushmita Arya and choose a promotion letter template, but there is no promotion record for her in the promotion request screen, the system will display an error when attempting to generate the letter. That concludes the walkthrough of the employee letter request screen. Thank you for attending the session.